Today's book and song are very special to me. This story is about losing someone who's very special to you. Probably one of the hardest songs I've ever written because, well, as life goes on, you lose many people, but you never forget them. They're always in your heart. So I hope that this story and that my song can help you to heal and to look forward to good times ahead. Miss Deb, do you need a hug? Oh, Tweet, I'd love a hug. Thank you. Let's read the story, okay? Okay. The Nest in the Evergreen Tree. Life is filled with special moments that stay in our hearts forever. A little girl named Susha lived in a house that smelled so good, with homemade lamb and potatoes for dinner and fresh baked muffins.
It was a happy home during the day and cozy and warm at night.
Susha came home from school one day and said she was the only one in school named Susha. And her teacher said, "What a unique name." "Of course it is," her mother replied. "Susha means beauty, and you are the beauty of my eyes." Susha and her mom would go to the Riverwood Garden, a beautiful place in their town. The mother would put pretty little flowers in her daughter's hair, and Susha would say, "You're the best mom in the universe." Her mom would look at her with beautiful blue eyes, smile, and give her a big, warm hug. The mother and her daughter would go for walks to collect rocks that were not too small and not too big, but just the right size to paint and place them in their house and backyard. Some were yellow, some were blue, some had rainbows, and others had hearts too. Sometimes Susha and her mother would water the plants in the backyard and watch the birds fly by. Sometimes they would spot a blue jay, and other days a cardinal would be standing by. On rainy days, Susha and her mother would sit and read books together. Her mother would get oranges, their favorite fruit, and cut them into pieces for them to eat. One Christmas Eve, the mother took her daughter to the mother's bedroom, where there was a beautiful carved wooden chest. The mother said, "I want to give you something full of love. One day, this chest will be yours, but for now, I want you to have this." She handed her daughter a beautiful figurine of a blue jay. Every Christmas Eve, her mom would open that chest and say the same thing. "I want to give you something full of love. This chest will be yours one day, but today, I want you to have this." The mother also gave her daughter different pretty things throughout the years. A shiny rose heart, a magical necklace, a bright angel, a beautiful painted rock. There came a day when Susha's mother was resting in bed, and she said to her daughter, "Susha, my princess, I think it's time that you get that beautifully carved wooden chest." She had a little cough and sounded a little bit tired. Susha sat down beside her. She kissed her mother's forehead and held her hand. The mother's hand was soft and warm. The daughter whispered, "You're the best mom in the universe." The mother looked at her with beautiful blue eyes, smiled, and said, "You're the beauty of my eyes. But it's time for the angels to take me to my lasting heavenly home. For this is not our home. We're just passing through. Someday we will meet again. But for now, you will feel me, I promise. And you will see me in different ways. In your heart and soul, I will always stay." Susha was heartbroken and sad. Sometimes she was even angry because she just couldn't understand. How did this happen, and how could it be? She couldn't see her mother, but she felt that she was near. Where did she go? Did anyone even know? Susha felt so lost. The carved wooden chest had a special spot filled with all the beautiful things she had gotten from her mom. Susha opened the chest slowly with tears in her eyes and noticed a sentence that was carved on the inside of the chest lid that she didn't notice before. Remember me with a smile, not a tear. I am not gone, trust me, I'm still here. Susha wiped her tears and took a deep breath. She loved the familiar smell of that chest. She came across the painted rocks, the pretty little flowers her mother used to put in her hair, and the blue jay figurine, which reminded her of the backyard in her mother's house. Suddenly, an idea came to her. She would make a special garden to honor her mother. She stood up and thought, a beautiful garden with things full of love. The idea put a little smile on her face. At that moment, she saw her reflection in the window, and to her surprise, she felt her mom was smiling back at her as Susha had her mother's smile. When Susha went to sleep that night, she had a dream about her mother. In the dream, her mom said, "Look for the magic rock and the evergreen tree guarded by the angels. That's where your garden will be, and there you will have magical moments appear." When Susha woke up, she thought of the magical garden and the journey she had to take to find that special place. She grabbed her backpack and started her journey. She walked through the woods, climbed the hills, and wandered through the meadows looking for the magic rock and the evergreen tree guarded by the angels where a special garden should be. The journey reminded her of the walks she used to take with her mom, and she soon became tired and sad. She kneeled on a black rock close by and put her head down, feeling broken inside. Suddenly, she felt a little tickle in her back. She lifted her head up and looked behind her, and the black rock she was leaning on sparkled and shined. Soon, angels started to come out from the sides, surrounding her and flying by and around the evergreen tree nearby. Susha got up in excitement and couldn't believe her eyes. "That's it," she said. "That's where the magical garden should be." With happiness in her heart, she said, "Tears do fall sometimes, but I will remember you with a smile instead of a tear." She raked the old leaves that were scattered around the magical garden. She watered the lawn just like she did with her mom in the mother's backyard. She placed beautifully painted garden rocks around just like the rocks she painted with her mother. Susha looked at the angels guarding the evergreen tree. They were singing with glee. Susha took her angel figurine and placed it nearby, giving the place more sparkle and more light. The magical garden was as beautiful as could be, with the angels guarding the evergreen tree. As she was placing some flowers to add beauty to the place, Susha spotted a nest in the evergreen tree. The angels allowed her to peek in to get a good look. And to her surprise, 2 little blue eggs were nestled inside. That beautiful bird is a mother of 2. She must be a robin, for robin's eggs are always blue. Susha decided to sit in the magical garden surrounded by the angels guarding the evergreen tree. As she sat there, she looked keenly up at the robin's nest to see whether she could spot the mama bird flying back to it. And she did. The beautiful mama bird was flying around, flapping her wings so proudly, waiting to see her eggs hatch. Days later, as Susha was eating her breakfast at home, she spotted a robin on her windowsill, which reminded her of the nest in the evergreen tree in the magical garden. It was a nice sunny day, and it looked as if it would stay that way. This made it the perfect time for Susha to go back to peek at the robin's nest, and so she did. A couple of days went by, and Susha kept an eye on the nest. Mama bird stayed around to make sure nothing bothered her beautiful blue eggs. One day, as Susha went to get a closer look, she heard little chirps coming from the nest. There they were, two tiny heads bobbing up and down. The eggs had finally hatched. They had now become two beautiful birds like their mama. The baby bird shouldn't be disturbed, so Susha kept her distance. But she kept on watching as the mama bird brought food to her babies and took care of them with so much love. Eventually, the mama bird began to teach her little ones how to fly. One at a time, she helped them until they flew off on their own. She was a great mother, teacher, and leader. She had shown them how to be independent and to spread their wings, allowing them to fly. It was very clear how very proud the mama bird was. As it was time for mama bird to leave, the little robin birds passed their test and were ready to fly and leave their nest. That was a beautiful thing to watch in the magical garden. And Susha didn't want the magical moment to end. She certainly did not want the mama bird to leave. Susha noticed the blue eggshells under the evergreen tree, and they reminded her of her mother's blue eyes. She put her head down and cried and cried. As she was crying, one of the chicks, which was now a robin, hopped on her shoulder and her head, fluttering in her hair, but she hardly noticed. The baby robin was grown now, and it pecked her on the cheek, then flew around. When Susha lifted her head up, she saw her reflection on the shiny magic rock and couldn't believe what she saw. Her hair was filled with little flowers, just like her mother used to put on her. The bird had placed them there as he was fluttering in her hair. The young girl thought of the robin, the little flowers in her hair, and the blue eggs. She realized that her mom never actually left her. Her mom was always with her, in birds, in flowers, in dreams, and in stars. Susha felt alone, but her mom was beside her all along. Susha knew that sometimes we lose the things and the people we love, but they are always there inside and around us. We just have to look for signs sent from above. She realized that the best way to keep her mom near was to speak of stories and memories so sweet, to remember the things her mom did best that made her feel so loved, blessed, because through her actions, her mom would live on. The joy that her mom gave her would always be cherished. Whenever she needs her mom, Susha knows her mom is always by her side. Sometimes special things full of love are left for her in the magical garden. A feather by the evergreen tree, or a special heart-shaped rock, Sometimes she even finds a flower in her backpack after her visit. Though she doesn't know where it came from, she is sure it is a gift from her mother's spirit with love. Robins come and go each year. Susha will always remember the nest in the evergreen tree in the magical garden which she visits a few times a year. Every time Susha goes, she sees heavenly birds, robins flying high, blue jays standing nearby, cardinals looking at her with a warm, loving eye. Susha looks for them every time she visits and everywhere she goes, because she's learned that sometimes they follow you just to say a quick hello, no matter where you are. So always remember that wherever you see a bird gazing at you, just pause, look, and say hello. For these heavenly birds are trying to shower you with great blessings and love from above. They are showing you that you are never alone and that you are always loved. What a beautiful story. It is kind of sad. I know. Sometimes life is sad. It's okay to find those special things to cheer us up. Remember me with a smile, not a tear. I am not gone. Trust me, I'm still here. I remember think we should draw a picture of a very special bird today. What do you think, Tweet? I love birdies. Of course you do. You are a birdie, Tweet. Yeah, I know. I'm a parakeet. Yes, Tweet the parakeet. Let's draw a bird, all right? We are going to start drawing the bird starting with his head. We're going to go around and down. Now birds have tail feathers. So we're going to add some little feathers at the back. And then we're going to make a nice round bottom and a belly. Because birdies have bellies, don't they? There's the birdie's belly. Now we're going to make a little bit of a dent so that we can make a beak. Now I'm going to get a yellow to make this beautiful bird's beak. We're going to color very, very dark so that you can actually see it. Can you see it there? Oh yes, you can see my birdie's beak. Perfect. And then we're going to give the birdie an eye. There, Tweet, it looks just like your eye. And we're going to take that red crayon and we're going to color in the bird's feathers. You can just do little lines. Now, birdie also has wings, right? So we're going to draw the bird's wings. We're going to go around, around. There we go. Color that all in. Maybe the birdie's belly is a bit of a different color, right? Let's color the bird's belly. Oh, maybe we should do a blue. This is a very special kind of bird. I don't know what kind of bird it is, but it's very special. It's kind of like a robin, but it has a blue belly. Maybe we could put a little bit of blue around his face. Maybe it's a girl birdie, not a boy birdie. I don't know, Tweet. What do you think? And we're going to give the birdie some feet. Oh, let's just make them red. Go down, down, and 3 little lines for its feet. Now, where is the birdie? Is the birdie in the tree? In the evergreen tree? We're gonna need green so we can make this a tree, right? Let's color tree in the background here. Uh-oh. Scribble back and forth. Make it look like tree branches. The tree has to go all the way to the bottom because trees need to be attached to the ground, right? There we go. Color it all in. And I'm going to put a little bit of blue in the background, because then we'll know that that's the sky. Deb doesn't like any white showing through, so we're going to make sure that we fill in all of the spots on this beautiful birdie. And I'm going to color them yellow, so you might not see them very much, but there's not going to be any white spots left on this birdie. No way. So handsome. He's too handsome to not be colored. And sometimes we can go over top and make some colors a little bit darker. There we go. And I'm just going to shade in the rest of this beautiful tree with a very, very light purple. Maybe your birdie's in a nest. If I had a brown crayon, I could draw a little nest that the birdie's sitting in, but I only have red. So maybe I'll do a little bit of red there, so it looks like a nest. And then I'm gonna add another color to make it go a little bit different. Add that green, add that yellow in there, because birdies make their nests out of all kinds of stuff. You know that, right? They gather all kinds of stuff to make a beautiful nest. Well, Tweet, what do you think? How did the birdie turn out? I love the birdie. We should name the birdie. Oh, I think you're right. What do you think we should name the birdie? How about Red? Red? That's a great name for a red bird. Let's do that. We will. Red. R-E-D. Red, the special bird. Thanks for joining us today for our special story, song, and drawing with crayons. We'll see you next time at Sing Me a Story with Miss Deb and Tweet. And Tweet. Bye.